Welcome to Whiteboard Wednesdays, Real Talk with a Realtor. I'm Sharice Wynn, also known as the Agent Lady. And today, guys, we have Ofo Ezeugwu. See, I let him say it because I'm not trying to be wrong. But tell us, I guess, a little bit about Who's Your Landlord, and then we'll jump into becoming more informed renter.
Sure. So in 2013, I was a senior at Temple University, so right up the street, and in the position of VP of the student body my senior year. One of the biggest issues we saw was, students having issues with housing. It wasn't just the students; it was also folks that lived in the North Philadelphia community. So one of the ideas I had was, what if you could review your landlord? That way, those coming behind you would know what to expect before ever signing a lease. And the idea was started as a kind of a rate my landlord thing, and it grew into Who's Your Landlord, where the entire premise is to empower and to inform the rental community by putting housing in their hands. And that's through landlord reviews, community and neighborhood-driven content, and also by providing access to quality listings.
I like that. So, in your opinion, based off your site, when's the best time for renters to rent?
The best time, renting is a very seasonal thing, and I think for the most part, depending on the city, it tends to be pretty similar. But the best time is when it's warm, right? Search when it's cold, move when it's warm. That's usually the premise. So even with our site, what we notice is that the most activity in terms of searching for rentals tends to be between, say, about February and May. With another huge kind of uptick between end of June through August. And then people tend to just, when they're living in their home, they tend to utilize us for the resources or our content a lot of times. For DIYs, for the issues that come up when you actually live in your home, they tend to be throughout the fall, throughout the winter. A lot of times heat-related issues, pest-related issues, that kind of stuff.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. All right. Didn't even know, but that makes sense to use your site for that. Mm-hmm. So, second question. How does a renter use reviews to make a more educated decision? Yeah,
it's like anything you would use, like Yelp or you think about Amazon. Okay. A lot of times they'll give you the reviews and recommendation below, and you'll make your purchase based off of that. What we found with housing is a little bit different in that there's usually more particular things you're looking for, right?
Right.
You want to know if the landlord's responsive. Do they return their security deposits at the end? What's the condition of property like? Is it a safe area to live in? Do they provide at least the safe amenities you need to ensure your safety is as high as it can be? Okay. So we break it down to 7 key categories around those similar things. And then it's a questionnaire. It takes less than a minute. Renter goes through and answers those questions. Each response has a predisposed numeric value tied to it. Okay. So a renter actually doesn't see the score till they submit. The reason we felt like that was important was because when we first launched, it was kind of like Yelp, where Yelp had a star system. We had a sliding scale. Okay. If a renter loved their landlord or property manager, they gave them 5 stars and everything. If they hated them, they gave them 1. Gotcha. And that wasn't helpful because you didn't actually know what they were good at and bad at. Right. But by changing it to this questionnaire style, it's almost like a chart. So at the end, you just see the scores and the overall comments, how they feel about the place. And any photos and stuff too.
Photos are very helpful, especially the good ones. The bad ones, Yeah. Try to get those angles.
Right,
professional, take photos, right? Don't do it yourself.
Well, this is like photos of roaches. And I'm talking about renter posting reviews.
I guess, I'm thinking about the real estate side of things.
You get those photos too, though.
Okay. Ooh, roaches. Got to take care of those things. Yeah. And I guess last but not least, do you think that this changes the behavior of the landlord?
Oh, we've seen it change the behavior. Yeah. It definitely changes the behavior of the landlord. I think I'm always very hyper aware of just nuance and communication. Right. So when we first launched, I think landlords that were reviewed negatively in any way would be in my inbox this is crazy, this is slanderous, this is libel. Oh. And now we fast forward a few years later now, and it's like when you get those emails, it's hey Mr. Ezeugwu, I really love what you're doing. It's so needed in the community, but this is very slanderous and Right. So it's but that nuance and the fact that they have to acknowledge this is actually a thing, and I can't put my head in the sand. We've had landlords literally change, we've had renters go on, post they haven't had certain things updated, like the landlord or the building said they would. The renter will post a review, and the landlord the next week will have new stuff being sent to the place, like gym equipment. So we've seen that before.
And these are obviously for the bigger buildings.
Yeah, bigger buildings.
Like property management in essence.
Yeah. Or they'll finally send out the exterminator, or finally have a maintenance request fulfilled. Okay. And it's unfortunate it has to get to a point where somebody has to post about it, but a lot of times people don't move unless they're kind of nudged to. Right. So we want to see great landlords highlighted, but we also want to name and shame ones that aren't doing a good job, because there's too many that kind of get away with cutting corners and don't provide the essential amenities needed by a renter.
So you're obviously trying to prevent slumlords.
Absolutely.
Can I point out a few? All right, never mind. Conversation for another day.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess at the end of the day, landlords also use this site.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Landlords can respond to reviews. They can post their listings. We have about 500,000 listings live on the platform at any given time. Always looking to add more. But yeah, landlords, we want them to be part of the platform. We want to also provide resources for, especially new landlords, because what we find is there's just not many easily disseminated and easily digestible information out there.
Gotcha.
A lot of times they're kind of figuring things out along the way. And so
Right.
if we can make their journey any simpler, we want to do that too.
Which makes sense because at the end of the day, if you're posting on there as a landlord, I would probably say you're clearly not a slumlord.
Absolutely.
And you're looking for good tenants. And if tenants are on their site and they care about who their landlord is, 9 times out of 10, they should be a good tenant.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So we're bringing good people together.
That's the whole goal.
Okay, awesome. So that's pretty much how to choose your landlord, right?
Yeah, it is. And one thing I would encourage anybody to do that's out there is interested. So Who's Your Landlord is all about, of course, bettering communities with information through connectivity. We actually have a Republic campaign, which is an equity crowdfunding campaign live right now. So if you go to republic.co/Who's Your Landlord, WHOSE, you can actually invest and take ownership in a company that's built to better your community. So I encourage you to do it.
Pretty awesome. Well, thanks, Ofo, for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And how do people find you?
Yes.
Is that pretty much how they find you? What you just
So
said?
who'syourlandlord.com is the best way to find us.
Okay.
And you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WYLandlord. And then me personally at Chief_Ofo, Twitter and Instagram.
Pretty awesome. Thanks again. And remember, guys, friends don't let friends buy or sell real estate without the agent lady. Make it a great day.